Welcome back to UPSC Mains PYQ series, and today we shall be discussing next question of geography from 2025 question paper. So let's start. Our first question is, give a geographical explanation of the distribution of offshore oil reserves of the world and how are they different from onshore occurrences of oil reserves. So for this question, first of all, you must have an idea about onshore and offshore oil reserves. So, for example, this is land surface and this is sea surface. So, the oil reserves which are found on land, which are found on the sedimentary basins, these are called onshore oil reserves. And the oil reserves which are found at sea floor or at the continental shelves, they are called offshore oil reserves. Okay, so for example, Bombay High in India is offshore oil reserve, and Digboi in Assam is onshore oil reserve. Okay, now the question is not just asking about the distribution of oil reserves. That means you have to make the map, but not just the map. It is asking about the geographical explanation of the distribution. That means you must have an idea about why a particular reserve is at particular region. So you must have the reasons that what are the conditions under which offshore oil reserves are formed. Okay, so let's discuss the conditions first. The first and foremost condition for the formation of petroleum oil reserves is the presence of the dead organic matter, especially the marine dead organic matter which comes from phytoplanktons and zooplanktons. So see, I will explain the mechanism. For example, this is sea surface and this is sea floor. Now, over a period of time, these phytoplanktons, zooplanktons, over a period of time, these marine organisms die and eventually they get deposited at the sea floor. So now they got deposited at the sea floor. Okay, and over a period of time, the other sediments which are brought by the rivers and other carriers like winds, they also now get deposited over these dead rivers. So now what is happening? This layer is increasing the pressure on these dead remains. Also, because of this pressure, these dead remains are pushed towards the interior of the earth. And as you know, as we move inside the earth, the temperature increases. Okay, so because of this high pressure and high temperature, these dead remains get converted into a substance known as kerogen. And as the temperature increases more, they get converted into petroleum reserves. And now they are converted into fluid substance, right? Petroleum reserves. So this starts to flow, and now they get trapped into folds, which we also called as geological traps. So they start flowing, they become fluid, and now they get trapped into geological traps. So here this is impermeable rock, and this is also impermeable rock. Now here this is oil and this is gas. So now these two things are trapped inside these two rocks. And in some of the places on the earth, you might also see that because of the absence of these impermeable rocks, even on the Earth's surface, you can see the oil is floating on the Earth's surface because there is no cap rock, impermeable rock to hold the oil or gas inside. Okay, so first condition is the presence of organic matter, and we have discussed the mechanism. Now, the second condition will be the the tropical climate. Tropical climate basically the presence of high temperature. So basically we can say all the countries in the tropical region, will have favorable condition for the formation of petroleum. But now please note one thing, that there are some exceptions also, because there are offshore oil reserves present in North America also. There are offshore oil reserves present in the Arctic Ocean also. So what is the reason for this? So basically, around 200 million years ago, all the continents were part of single landmass. And over a period of time, as a result of plate tectonics, these continents got distributed in different directions. So, the regions of North America or Arctic Ocean, or for that matter, the northern part of Europe, earlier they all were the part of tropical regions. So, all the oil reserves in the temperate region got their conditions from those times. Okay, so this was the second condition, the presence of tropical conditions. Now, the third condition is the presence of salinity. Means some chemical reactions take place because of which these dead remains get converted into the oil and gas reserves. So the third condition is the presence of salinity. So easily we can say that all the marine regions are favorable places for the production of oil reserves. But now, how you will explain the onshore oil reserves? For example, we discussed about Digboy, no? So, how you will explain this? Because there is no salinity here, no? So, the reason for this is Eurasian plate, this is Indian plate. So, when Indian plate was thrusting under Eurasian plate, there was a sea in between, which was Tethys Sea. And it had the saline elements. And over a period of time, as a result of this collision, Eurasian plate and Indian plate, as a result of this collision, Himalayas were formed. Okay, so it resulted into these were Himalayas. So because of this, saline elements came to the land surface. So in this way, we can explain the onshore oil fields. Okay. So third condition also we discussed, organic matter, tropical conditions, salinity. Okay, and fourth is I think part of first only, but we will discuss that the presence of high temperature, high pressure, the presence of permeable rocks. Why I am saying permeable rocks? Because the permeable rocks will store oil and gas under their surface. Means they are porous, no? So they can easily store the oil, and these permeable rocks will be trapped under the impermeable rocks. Okay, so now the map which we will discuss. So you have to take into the account of all these factors. That if offshore oil fields are present in particular area, then all these factors must be present. Okay, so now let's discuss the distribution. Explanation of distribution we have discussed, right? Now we will discuss just the distribution. Okay, so as we have already discussed, Bombay High, KG Basin, Krishna Godavari Basin. In the Persian Gulf, this region of Western Africa, region of Gulf of Mexico, region of Venezuela, region of Alaska, region of Arctic Ocean, region of North Sea, region of Caspian Sea, and regions of South China Sea. Okay, so basically this is the distribution of offshore oil reserves all over the world. So what will be the reasons? Reason will be the presence of organic material. Reason will be the presence of tropical conditions. Reason will be the presence of salinity. Reason will be the presence of geological traps. So in geological traps, everything you can include. You can include the folds also. You can include the faults also. So wherever you found the active continental margins, for example, here is the Pacific Rings of Fire, right? So in South China Sea also we have the presence of offshore oil reserves because various trenches, various convergent boundaries are there. Okay, similarly here also we have a convergent boundary. So this is also the reason for the formation of reserves. Okay, so I think we have discussed the distribution. Now please pause the video for 7 minutes, write your answer, then we shall be discussing the complete answer. Okay, so let's start. So we have already discussed that what are offshore oil reserves. So they are found beneath the sea, along the continental shelves and coastal sedimentary basins. Okay, and foremost condition is the presence of marine life. Now coming to the major offshore fields, so we have already discussed about the Persian Gulf, okay, and the reason for that is the marine sediments and structural traps, which we have already discussed. They can be faults or they can be faults. Second is the North Sea, so along the coast of UK and Norway. So what is important thing here is because along the North Sea, there are various depositions of sandstones and chalk deposits, and we have discussed in the conditions that the presence of permeable rock is also an important condition. So these are the permeable rocks only. So they can store the oil and gas reserves inside themselves. Okay, and these permeable rocks, for example, sandstone, it will be covered by impermeable rocks. Okay. Now, third is the Gulf of Mexico. So, Gulf of Mexico, the main reason here is the presence of river deltas and traps. So, river deltas are providing the continuous supply of marine organisms. Okay, and structural traps, as we all know, the importance of structural traps. Now coming to Brazil, so the main thing here is the presence of active continental margin. So rift basins are there. Okay, so see why rift basin is important. For example, this is one plate, this is another plate. Okay, so here presence of various marine organisms, and over a period of time, this plate got subsided. Okay, this plate got subsided, so everything went under this trap. And over a period of time, pressure built, temperature built, and they got converted into petroleum. So for this, rift valleys are also very important for the formation of reserves. Now, the West African margin. So in West Africa also the same thing, the stratigraphic traps and structural traps, and in India also we have already discussed the Mumbai High and KG Basin. Okay, so This was the thing. And now coming to the difference. So see, the difference of location we have already discussed where they are located. Now coming to the exploration and extraction. So as you already know that offshore oil reserves are present in the high seas. So it would be very difficult to access them, right? Logistical issues will also be there, and there will be the issue of the risk also. It will be the risk for life also. So this is the thing for offshore. For oil onshore, you can say they are present on land only. So accessibility is good, and the cost will also be lower. Okay. Now coming to the scale and reservoir size. So see, these reservoirs are big, but they are not explored much because of the remote locations. But opposite will be for the onshore of oil reserves, that they are exploited much and now they have become shallow. Next is the environmental risk. So see, both types have environmental risk, but the explanation will be different. For example, if we are doing exploration in the sea surface, then there will be issue of marine oil spills. Recently, there was news from Mauritius, right, that there was issue of marine oil spills. Now, the environmental risk for onshore oil reserves will be that because of drilling and all, it will lead to land degradation, and it will also contaminate the groundwater reserves, right? Now, coming to the maintenance and operation, so it is very simple that the location is remote, the location is complex. So obviously, the maintenance will be challenging, cost will be high, and the opposite will be for the onshore oil. Okay, so basically we can say that why this question was asked, because see, onshore oil reserves have been exploited a lot. Okay, and now the demand for energy is increasing. So offshore oil reserves are becoming very significant. And recently, there are various news that countries are competing among themselves to exploit the oil reserves of Arctic Ocean because of global warming. Because of global warming, the ice is melting and the reserves are coming on the surface. Okay, so this is the main importance of offshore oil reserves. Okay, so that's it for this question. We will be meeting in the next session. Thank you.